We are excited. We've been looking forward to this CallTrak webinar. CallTrak is a new call tracking software that is created by Staylist, but it's actually a standalone product. It can work with any PMS. Um, we're going to market with just our customers first. So I believe this call is going to be mainly our customers, but it's also going to be people from that use other softwares, not just Staylist. And so it's really powerful and can kind of go across any PMS, but it's really built for hospitality. So today we're going to cover a few different areas of CallTrak, kind of how it came about, and some of the cool functionalities with AI and different analytics tracking that you can do. And then we'll actually do a demo of where we get to hear and listen to the AI answering service, answer a call. I thought about doing a live demo, but then we decided let's do it. Let's show you some examples from some real customers where customers called in and they were able to book a reservation directly over the phone. And then we'll jump into the kind of demo of the call track solution. And we'll also highlight we just released a chat bot functionality. So in training AI calling agents, we basically will build a FAQ, train the agents on your park. And so with that, we have it to where it can answer phone calls and kind of serve as a receptionist. But now we also have it to where you can do a chat bot, and then eventually that will turn into SMS as well. But excited to showcase today. We also have an integration with Staylist. Want to introduce a few people on the call before we get started. And then we can kind of kick things off. So I'm Clyde. I'm with Staylist and CallTrak. I'll be leading today's demo and conversation. But then we also have Vlad on our call, who's the CTO, and he's been extremely instrumental in building CallTrak solution. And Bree, as you just kind of saw, Bree, she's our marketing director. She's been helping put all this on. So thank you, Bree, for getting this over the finish line and getting this up and rolling and pushing on social media. And then we also have Jeff, who is the original inventor of CallTrak. He built this and it was his brainchild and he's seen it to where it is today. So as we go through today's webinar, I'm going to be leading sharing my screen, but you may hear from each of them as they jump in and highlight things I missed and just kind of add their own flavor to it. So before we get started, is there anything else I missed, or do we just kind of want to jump into it? Vlad, Jeff, anything you want to add?
Nope, very excited.
Yeah.
I think we're good to go.
Well, let me share my screen here, and we will jump into it. So, screen 2. Make that full screen. So, can y'all see my screen all right? Put this over here.
Yeah.
Looking good, Clyde.
Good stuff. So I want to start off by sharing a bit about why CallTrak came to be. So we actually worked with one of our accounts to help them do some marketing. And we were running Google campaigns, we were running Meta campaigns, some print media, and just running a lot of different sources, but kind of your standard RV park marketing that any of you'll be using. That any of you'll use at your parks. And as we were getting into the weeds, we realized that 60% of reservations are still coming in over the phone, and 40% of those, only 40% are coming in online. And this is data across all of our parks, not just the park we were working on. And as we were trying to optimize the marketing, we realized we don't even know where 60% of the dollars are going. So we can't track that ROI on marketing spend. We can only track what comes in from online, which is great, but there's this huge gap when you're running marketing. And so you can't fine tune your marketing efforts. So we said, there's got to be a call tracking solution out there. So we tried some of the publicly available call tracking systems. There's like CallRail, there's RingCentral, there's a number of systems out there. but none of them were really built for hospitality, and none of them were fine-tuned to work with reservation systems, or integrated with reservation systems in a way that really made it easier for the reservationists and not more difficult, and really just kind of shoestrung together to pull together a report. So we said, let's do it. Let's make this. Jeff really said, I can do this. He'd actually in his previous company had built a similar call tracking solution. And he was like, we need this for the RV park industry. And it's a huge gap. And let's go out and do it. And thankfully, at that time, AI is started to really pick up. And so over the past 3 years, we've been monitoring AI and looking at how we can build it into our solutions. But just within the past 6 months to a year, it's gotten to the point to where we can go to market with it and commercialize it to where we can actually use these AI functionalities. And it's not just something you play around in the background. It's actually something where we can train the model and build scalable solutions that we feel comfortable sharing and selling to our parks, and for all of you to use. So that's kind of the background of what brought us to where we are today, which is what I'm about to show you. So there's two main uses for CallTrak, three main uses, I'll say. So number one is that marketing tracking, like I was talking about. So if you log into CallTrak, this is the dashboard you'll see. This shows some high level kind of oversights of today. It also shows some historic activity, as you can see here. And it just kind of says missed calls versus answered calls. It automatically is tracking your campaigns. So we have something called dynamic number insertion. That is when you're building out your website, instead of just hard coding your park's one phone number, you put this little tiny code snippet in your website in the phone number field, and you can track every single marketing campaign you're running. So if they're coming from Facebook, if they're coming from Google, if you're running print ads, if you're running Google pay-per-click ads, basically as many ads as you want and as many numbers as you want, you can track that directly into the site, which I'll show you here in a second. Another really cool feature is that this is something that was not possible until AI. So this is kind of the second huge breakthrough with this new call tracking software, is the ability to auto disposition calls, auto record agents who answered the call, and automatically assign a conversion amount when a call is closed or when a reservation is closed. This is something that when we realized this, it blew our mind, because in the past, legacy phone systems that are still considered modern by many standards, you have to go in, you have to be logged in to every time your reservationist answers a call, they got to log in, click the disposition, they answered the phone, they maybe add some notes to the call, add a quick summary of the call, and put in the reservation if they had stayed before or whatever. But they have to look it up in the system, and it's a lot going on all while you're trying to answer questions and book a reservation. It's really hard to do. And so what AI now allows us to do, and what we've built directly into the app, is this ability to listen into the call and say, that was a reservation modification, boom, reservation modification. They listen in and said, Debbie answered the phone. She said, hi, this is Debbie. How can I help you? It automatically assigns to the agent Debbie. So Debbie probably doesn't even know CallTrak exists. She never even logged in. She's just working the front desk, keeps on with her job. As we're kind of coming out with phase 2 of the Staylist integration, she will know it exists, because it'll be popping up some more information on when the caller's in. It'll actually live show you information about that caller and their reservation history, average reservation amount, and kind of that value to you as a customer, which is going to be really cool when that comes in. But as of now, it automatically is assigning that. So you as a RV park owner can go in, you can listen to your calls, you can provide coaching, and you can. Another common use case for RV parks is listening in for disputes. I'm sure y'all all dealt with disputes. We see them all the time, where somebody calls in and they say, I never said that. And it's like, well, actually, we have on recording and transcribed that you did say that, which I'll show you here in a second as well. And so those are kind of the big two things that I'm about to demo here. And the third big thing is the AI answering assistant, which we'll demo after going through kind of the platform. So the use case for the AI answering assistant is primarily for overflow and for kind of intake. So if you may, at your park, you may have an IVR where it says press 1 for reservations, press 2 for the food truck, press 3 for our cancellation policy, whatever it is. Now with AI, we can just have one AI agent answer the phone and say, "Hey, how may I help you today? Thanks for calling." And then they ask their question, and then the AI can typically handle most questions, but we like to forward it to a human because we want that human element of it. But we're training the AI to basically say to listen, like, "Hey, I'm an AI agent. I can answer most questions you have, but if you'd like to wait, you can wait for a human. They're just busy right now." We can also handle overflow, which is kind of the common use case, is you have it on the IVR. You still route to humans during the day. If there's no one available, you can route to an AI agent, or during after hours, you can route to an AI agent. And the AI agent can answer questions. It'll be trained for your park. So we'll build an FAQ, a knowledge center based on your park's information. We'll share that with you. You'll help us add any additional FAQs, and then we'll work with you to train it for your specific park. And it also can book reservations. So the way we handle it today is that you tell your reservation information, we send you a link to pay, and that kind of bypasses the issue of AI agents taking credit card information over the phone. So those are super exciting. I'm excited to share y'all a couple calls here in a little bit. But for start, I want to jump back into CallTrak because it's a really cool application, really powerful for RV parks and really any hospitality business. So as we get back in here, this is the dashboard like I was sharing earlier. So there's some really cool reports here directly on the dashboard. You also, if we go in, kind of explore through the app, you can see all of your call logs. You have your recording directly in here. And as you know, it's saying the campaign source, who called. You also can set up as many agents as you want. So like I was mentioning earlier, and when when an agent answers the phone, they just say their name. AI automatically assigns it. These agents don't ever have to log in. That would be kind of where the users are. And then you can set up as many marketing campaigns as you want. So as we can see here, we have RV today, we have Instagram, direct dial, Facebook ad. You can quickly add numbers directly here in the app. It's super simple. We have some default templates that work a little bit differently because they're automatically listening in. Like if they're on your Facebook page and you click the link from your Facebook page, it'll automatically show up that phone number for your Facebook page. But you can also do custom and create as many custom ads as you want. And so you get to track every single dollar. And that's what we keep emphasizing, is tracking every single marketing dollar so you know all of your marketing ROI. I want to jump into a call log here. So this is Shelly Malone called in. Tiffany was the agent. As you can see, it records the call. It transcribes the conversation. It even provides sentiment. So it says if the call was neutral, positive, or negative. In the future, we're adding the functionality to, on a negative sentiment call, you can actually send a notification to the manager so they can jump in and figure out what went wrong. They can even do some coaching with their agent, or they can follow up with that guest to just say, "Hey, look, I know this happened. I'd love to make it right. And how can we do that?" But yeah, here conversational intelligence, it goes back and forth. And it's really cool how it transcribes everything. Like I said, it also has the recording here, has any notes you have, and if you integrate with Staylist, it'll bring in that reservation, the historic reservations. So this call actually was a closed call for this amount. This will be their first time staying at the park, but as you talk with somebody who stayed before, it'll pull from Staylist and assign that number. And I'll say, "Hey, this is Shelly. She stayed 3 times," and it'll pull up all their reservation here. It also shows their call history and the average stay value and some other really valuable stuff here. Next, we'll jump into reports. So really powerful reports that I've never seen a tool be able to do this, and I've actually used a bunch of phone tools. Um, but this is a agent conversions report. So this is automatically listening in and assigning per agent how much reservations and bookings they closed. So in this simple report, you can see who are your top performing agents, who needs to be worked on, and who's not performing. Another really powerful one is the campaign conversions. So this kind of brings everything to life with your marketing campaign. So you get to really see where all your dollars are coming from. Super simple. And there's some easy reports here. Maybe I just want to see, let's say, the past 2 weeks. You can quickly refilter and you see just how, kind of trending over time. Another really cool report is agent usage. So you get to see how much time your agents were talking on the phone and compare that to how much they were actually closing and how much revenue they were bringing. So really powerful stuff. And then also dispositions by day, like I was just showing. And that's pretty much the gist of this platform for call tracking. We want it to be simple. We want it to just work for you. Like that's the beauty of it, is that you don't have to go in and do a bunch of updating or anything. It's basically just running. We just turn it on and it's listening in and it gets going from day one. And you just set up your campaigns and it's super simple. Where this really gets brought to light, or where we really start to see some additional value, is the AI answering service. So imagine never missing a call again. And that's what we're bringing today. And so super excited about that. I'm going to play a call recording here in a second. I might play a couple. Before I do, I just want to take a pause there to see if Jeff or Vlad, if there's anything y'all want to add before we start kind of listening into some of the call recordings.
I would just say that until this tool, all these park owners basically have to show for, their calls or their telephone bills from AT&T or Charter. Well, I got this many calls from this specific number, and that's about it. So this helps visualize, the success of your campaigns and show, real dollars, which, and I think a lot of people in the past were burned by certain marketing companies or campaigns to where they just don't market anymore because they can't prove its ROI. And this gives you another chance to try it. Spend $500 on some Google ads, and you'll see exactly what type of money it brings back, and it makes it worth it.
I'd also add that the amount of phone calls that come in through our analysis that we've seen, they're just simple questions like, do you guys have a slot for a 40-foot trailer or whatever? These are such simple questions, and to have manpower sit there and answering every phone call, it's such a I guess it would be such a waste of their skill set. So that's one thing I think that CallTrak really solves really well.
Glad we're getting a little bit of static from you, but yeah, that is the thing we're seeing. So we've been kind of tracking this data in the background to figure out, how we can continue optimizing the calling agents. So we build an agent for each park based on their set of questions, but in the background, we're fine tuning the model to make it even better, every single day across the board, not just, so we can do that kind of on a global level, which is really cool. But most of the questions that come in are really simple. A question about the pool, calling about the cancellation policy. I mean, I don't know why I'm explaining this to y'all. Y'all are working at RV parks. Y'all know, y'all know what the questions are. A lot of them are just simple stuff that could be read off a script, which is where the AI kind of comes in handy, but it also can book reservations. So I'm going to show, let's see. Let me make sure y'all can hear this. Can you hear that? Vlad, can you hear that?
No, you'll need to share that tab as well.
Let me share this screen.
No, you'll need to share, I think, the tab in order for it to be heard.
Yep. Just give me one moment here. Um, we'll do share sound and right here. So this is a call recording.
Hi, thank you for calling Hilton Head Harbor.
Can you hear that, Vlad? Okay, I'm gonna keep playing. This is a live customer. This is just a call recording we pulled earlier.
For RV Resort and Marina. How can I help you today?
Reservations.
Sure, I can help with reservations. Are you looking to book a reservation for an RV site or a boat slip? Please provide your check-in and check-out.
RV.
Our representatives are busy at this time. Is there something I can help you with?
RV resort. RV this weekend.
Please provide your check-in and check-out dates for this weekend, and I'll assist you with booking an RV site.
March 7 through March 9.
Give me a moment. I've sent you a link via text message to book your RV site for March 7th, 2025 through March 9th, 2025. Let me know if you need further assistance.
Yeah, I think so. I don't know.
Thanks for calling. Goodbye.
Yep. So that was an example of one where someone called in and was able to book a reservation directly from their phone. I can do another with kind of an FAQ. Make sure it shares. Gotta reshare tab.
While you're sharing that, for those of you who are unaware, the technology essentially sends them a text message while they're on the phone with the AI assistant. While they're talking to it, it sends them a text message directly to their booking page with the booking times, check-in and check-out pre-filled, so they can just finish the flow on their phone going forward. So that's what you saw there. As soon as that person got the text message, they started focusing on that, and the AI backed out at that point.
Yep. So I am sharing.
Head Harbor RV Resort and
Got it.
Marina. How can I help you today?
I was wondering if you guys could accommodate a 40-foot fifth wheel camper.
Yes, we can accommodate fifth wheels, but they must be 35 feet or shorter in length and 8 feet or narrower in width when fully set up. Unfortunately, a 40-foot fifth wheel would not meet our size requirements. Is there anything else I can assist you with?
Yeah. So you're able to hear that too, right, Vlad?
Yeah.
Cool. Well, as you can see, I mean, that's just two examples, but there are a myriad of ways that you can set up your phone system. And there's been hundreds of thousands of questions come in and can basically answer anything you train it on. And it's really powerful that it can make reservations as well. But that's pretty much the gist of what we wanted to show in this demo. And for the phone system, Vlad, I don't know if you want to just talk about the chatbot or if you'd rather share your screen, but I think that's what we can go into next. And then after that, we can open it up for Q&A. That sounds good.
Yeah, I can definitely share my screen. I have it open here.
Okay, awesome.
I'd just like to add that there are a lot of chat bots in this space that pretty much just answer questions, but we take it to the next level of actually giving them booking links and querying availability data, which is pretty huge.
All right. So within the same CallTrak platform, we are going to ship a chat bot service that allows you to embed it onto your website. So just like you would put a phone number on your website, the same way you can embed this little JavaScript onto your website, and it automatically puts this little circle And on click, it'll open it up like that, and then you can start the conversation. This is currently being in beta, and we're working through it. So this is coming out this next quarter. But the basic principle is the same. You can add some information, ask it to reply, answer a certain way, have a certain style, certain identity. You can even load it with thousands of questions and answers. Not here; it'll be in a different spot. And then it'll take care of even the basic questions like, do you guys have full hookups? Do you guys have Wi-Fi? Do you have a pool? What are the hours? So a chatbot can answer those questions. We believe that a chatbot for the new generation of millennials and Z, I think is going to be a lot more appealing. As you can see, a lot of the phone calls that came through were a demographic from 40 to 60. We believe the chatbot will have a demographic of 20 to 40 likely. So we want to have the same type of functionality, and it does essentially work like that. So if you say, do you have availability for March 13 through 19? It also functions the exact same way. It's slightly different as it gives you more options here. For example, yes, we have availability from March 13th to March 19th, 2024. Would you like to book a specific site? And it'll give you the options for the site. On click, it takes you to the actual reservation, pre-fills the reservation, and then you'll be able to actually continue and check out that reservation that quickly. So from your website, you'll be able to convert sales automatically 24 hours a day. And so we're actually the one thing that's holding us back from releasing it right now is we're tuning it to where we're making it a little more salesy, a little more aggressive on the sales side of things. Once it recognizes that there's someone that wants to reserve, in those scenarios where someone already has a reservation, it'll convert itself to more of a support-based chat where it answers questions, helps you find the right people, helps you understand the park a little better. And so, yeah, that's the essential functionality of the chatbot. Very easy to implement. You just copy this and paste it into your website, and you're good to go.
Something to add to, that's been another kind of breakthrough we've discovered with AI is we've heard a lot of some of our early users with CallTrak. They've struggled with teaching their reservationist how to upsell and to remember to upsell on every single call, whether it be a golf cart rental or, yes, can you please hold a minute, and then kind of explain a little bit more of their amenities. We're actually training the AI agent, as Vlad said. It'll kind of take two routes. Like if they have a reservation, it can still upsell. If they don't have a reservation, it'll try to get them to book a reservation. Or, we're trying to get it to be a really good experience because we know the better experience a guest has with AI, the more likely they are to use our product and y'all to be happy as well. So, we're all aligned to try to get it to be as best as possible. But having that when the AI agent answers, it's going to be trained the way it needs to be trained to do any upsells or to make sure it says something about there's a electrical outage in sites 50 to 100, and maybe the reservationist forgets about that. You can know that your AI agent is trained on that. So really powerful kind of what it can do with all that. And yeah, so it's really quick. This is the chat bot. As you can see, it really kind of answers any questions you have. But I think, Bree, is there anything else you wanted to go through, or should we go ahead and open it up to questions and just kind of do some live Q&A? You on mute?
Yeah, sorry. I didn't know if you all wanted to go over anything. I'm so sorry. If you went over everything, then we can open up to Q&A for sure.
Yeah.
I just didn't know if you've gone over all of the elements.
Yeah, I think that's pretty much the gist of it. I mean, we just haven't gone over setup, but we'll do that once you get signed up. It's super, very quick and easy setup. It's not like a month-long process like a property management system. We can have you up and running in a day, basically as fast as you can get your routing from your current provider.
And then also, if we just want to discuss, currently this only integrates with Staylist, but down the road, our goal is to integrate with as many companies as possible. So, you know, if you're not on Staylist or you're wanting to be part of Staylist, or if you want this for a different type of outdoor hospitality business, it can work in all of those use cases.
Yep, 100%.
But people can either pop their questions into the chat, or you can just raise your hand and we can kind of go from there. If you all have attended a webinar of ours before, we try to make them as immersive as possible. We want everyone to feel involved because we know webinars can sometimes just drag on a little bit. Clyde, have you received any feedback that about use cases, especially when it comes to, you know, I think AI can be kind of scary for some people. And so, some of our parks were beta testing this on. They've kind of had some pushback within their staff of onboarding this. And then, oh, there's one right here. I'll pause my question, but basically my question was just like, how can you help talk about it with your staff in order to get them excited about it? But let's talk to Jed. He said, can this integrate with a T-Mobile cell phone?
Um, yes, it would be. I guess you would want it routing to your phone. Um, this this would be either be a carrier for it. Yes, it would. We work with all phone providers. We would just need to get with you on how exactly you want it set up. But there's a few different ways we can handle the forwarding. So we'd be happy to talk with you, Jed, afterwards, kind of do a deep dive. Um, we use T-Mobile for our primary phone. Yes. Um,
We can set it up for transfers, transfer to your main one. Typically, what we'll do is we'll hide your main line, right? And then set up other phone numbers for different channels, and then forward to your main line so that your main line isn't inundated. And then we can have an AI in between if we want to, or we can have it automatically transfer based on agent as well, so that you know where that phone came from. So essentially, we set up a proxy phone number that will route customers through it, and then you'll receive it on your main line. Does that make sense?
if you need to keep your actual number, if it's, 345 park or whatever, if you have a good number, you'd be able to keep that. We would either just work with your carrier to provide carrier forwarding to our hidden number and then back to your main number. So you would still keep that and it would ring your phones, like Vlad was saying. And then after we do the forward, then we can kind of do whatever we want with it. We can do, AI answers on after hours, or it directs mainly directly to you, or just overflow. Um, or we could port it if you're wanting to move away from T-Mobile. So there's a few different options we could go there basically. Um, well, Bree, I'll get into your question. This makes sense. Yeah, that's awesome. Well, Jed, I'll send the link here. I think the easiest way is just to go to calltrack.com and book a demo, and we can go ahead and get you set up. But if not, Bree's going to be sending out kind of an email after this, so you can look out for that as well. But we'd love to talk. I think it will too. Bree, to your question, I'll answer it two different ways. One, for staff, it's varied on staff, but the way it resonates with staff is when you're like, hey, look, you can spend your time focusing on actually having good interactions with people and not answering the stupid questions. They can still forward to you if some people we talk to are like, can they, what happens when they call and it's Jean and I'm asking about her granddaughter and how she's doing in school? It's like, well, AI is not going to handle that and it never will. we're in the hospitality business, so you can still forward it. You can handle forwarding however you want. So you can still route those calls, so you can have those conversations and build the relationships with your guests. But when it's busy and there's a ton of overflow calls happening, or when it's a really slow time and you want to go on vacation in February because your park's not even open, or there's only a few long-term people in it, and you want some extra help, maybe even somebody's not working at that time. That's when it's really valuable, is to help, be the safety net for all those extra calls you're getting, or when you're not available or nighttime or whatever. And then one thing I thought of while you're asking, which I'll just go ahead and share, is what's the feedback been with setting up the AI, and people going, some of our accounts have gone fully autonomous AI. They don't want humans to answer at all. It's been a learning process in that we've we started just kind of letting it go. We're like, we'll try it. It's your part. We'll have to do whatever we want. But now we're kind of dialing that back a little bit, because we want to build trust with guests. We want to build trust with your customers, so they have trust in the AI, because we don't want people calling and just saying, speak to representative, and the AI never answers. We want to just be authentic with the relationships, training the AI to say, I am an AI agent. I can answer, I'm trained specifically for this park. I can answer pretty much any questions and even book reservations. If you do want to talk to a human, I'm happy to forward you over. But they're just busy right now, but you can just hold on, or we can have them give you a call back. So we found that, being authentic, having the AI be authentic and not trying to fake it and act like it's a human, has been really effective.
Yeah, so just keeping transparency in how we're using AI.
Yeah, exactly.
Awesome. And I was just going to ask one or two more questions just because we have people's time. And just kind of ask, what kind of reports can you pull and what kind of data can you pull out of CallTrak? It talks about boosting revenue and ROI and helping your marketing, but just kind of we kind of saw the dashboard, but even just uh
Yeah.
yeah.
So the most effective ones we're really seeing, is that campaigns report. So you can see all your revenue by campaign, by marketing campaign, and that's a way to just super simply see per day, per campaign, how much money we're making and how many calls are coming in, as well as the agent reports. And we've seen our customers kind of compare minutes versus conversions for their agent reports, so they can see basically how many dollars they're closing per minute, and it's a way to see, agent effectiveness, or at least be an indicator that you have to kind of dial in and listen to those recordings to provide some coaching. Sometimes it is just the grandma's calling and wants to talk for 20 minutes about whatever, so that happens. But yeah, and then dispositions report, just to see what are the nature of most of the calls. And that's actually been helpful for people identifying when they want to move more towards AI. So when you start seeing a lot of the calls come in are just general questions, it's like I'm paying my people to answer questions that people could read off the website. It's like it's not the most effective use of their time. So I'd say those mainly.
Um, Last question. Can you customize the voice? Can you pick a different one, or is it always that one?
You can. We have one we like most, but 11 we use 11 Labs in the background for the voices, and 11 Labs has like thousands of voices to choose from. You can even train it on your own voice, which is really cool, or train it on to be Morgan Freeman or whoever you want. Matthew McConaughey, somebody wanted one time, I think.
Or you can even train it to have some type of diction as well. Like if you're in the
Yeah.
South and you want them to say y'all, you can kind of train that AI bot to say y'all.
Yep. And we can control it's called the temperature. And there's a lot of like dials we can do in the background, of how long the responses are, how emotional they get with it, and that's actually some of the competitor AI agents we've looked at. That's been the big issue, is they'll just go off rambling about, like, hey, what are the pool hours? It's like the pool hours are 9 to 8. You can enjoy the beautiful pool by the Arizona beach, and it's like, whoa, what are you talking about? It just rambles on. We can actually dial that in and control, how much they're able to go off script, which we pretty much limit it, how much they can go off script, but it's all, dials we can change in the background.
Awesome. So what you're telling me is that that was kind of another like benefit of using CallTrak is that you can personalize and make it feel like like you would want one of your front desk people to sound. You can keep
Yeah,
that atmosphere and feeling of your park throughout even in using AI.
yeah, exactly. All right, Brie, I have a question for you.
Okay.
You have run marketing for a lot of RV parks and other businesses. What are what's the value you see with this, as opposed to just like traditional Google Analytics tracking for optimizing marketing campaigns?
Um, yeah, that is a great question. I think it's a very specific to outdoor hospitality because prior to working with Staylist and in the outdoor hospitality space, I worked at an advertising agency. And so everything was just digital. So it was very easy to track in GA4. It's easy to tie that revenue back. Sorry, I have to get water. It was easy to make that happen. But with 60% of the calls coming from CallTrak, like coming from just like they see your ad, they pick up the phone. We were having a difficult time in running RV park marketing, realizing like where that breakdown was happening. Like we were seeing an increase, but we couldn't pinpoint where that was. Sorry, I
Yeah.
had a cough. I was trying to prevent it from coming and it just would not stop. Um, but it so it is able to track like it basically places a small cookie across your website, your Facebook. So like no matter where people are calling, you know exactly where they're coming from, where that's not the case. Because even on your like Woodalls or your Good Sam's or any of those ads, you can put one of those specialized numbers so you know exactly where your marketing's coming from.
Okay. Casey, I see your question. What's the cost? So we have three packages for this. We have the starter package, which is $25 a month, the middle, which is $75 a month, and the largest, which is $150 a month. Um, the way the packages vary is the starter at 25, is basically it has the marketing tracking, and it can see, your different campaigns, the dynamic number insertion, but it doesn't have any of the AI functionality. So it's not going to have your AI transcriptions, that conversational intelligence. It's not having any of that built in. But it does have the AI assistant. So all of the plans have the AI assistant. We just charge a small booking fee when the AI closes a deal. And so it's larger for the smallest plan. It goes down, for the biggest plan. And then the larger two plans, basically, they have everything fully baked in. But you get more minutes included with those plans, and then it's less per booking for the AI agent. And can show you even. This is our pricing page. So yeah, and we'll talk with whoever. This is actually our founder pricing. AI is not cheap. Y'all may know this. So per minutes really go up, but we've been able to keep it at this price, um, as we're kind of launching this, particularly with our starting customers. I lost the Zoom, so if there's other questions, y'all gotta let me know.
There's no other questions right now, but I will definitely be sending your Calendly link so people can schedule a demo for this afterwards, along with just the video of this so people know who didn't get to participate, still get to watch. Um, and there'll be more information coming out as the weeks come on.
Awesome. Well, cool. Well, we're excited to share this with all of you. We're gonna keep, making improvements and keep pushing it out. We'd love for y'all to schedule a demo. It looks like Calendly's down. I'm not sure why the Calendly link is not working, but I sent a Google Meet link in here. We'll also make sure in the follow-up email, the link will be active, and we'll find an active link if Calendly's still down, for y'all to book a demo. But we've been cooking up on this behind the scenes, so super excited to finally kind of go to market with it, and share it with all of you. So I think that's it. Unless there's anything else you want to add, I think we can kind of close it up today. But really appreciate everybody's time jumping on. It's been good. We appreciate y'all's feedback on it as we're growing.